Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Liverpool versus Chelsea, and we're also going to be talking about the Fulham and Tottenham game. Now let's just jump right into it. Liverpool against Chelsea. Liverpool come into this game having lost 4 of their last home games. Now today I thought that they would get the win against Chelsea, but I was wrong. Now Chelsea started off very well. They played Werner up top because Tuchel knows that Liverpool love to play with a high back line, and their centre backs Fabinho and Kabak. He knows that they are not going to be able to catch Werner if it came to a one-on-one race. They get some balls over the top for him. Now they had numerous chances where Werner got in behind, but they couldn't get a goal. Now one chance in particular, Werner gets in behind. Alisson is rushing out, pauses for 1 second and continues to come out, but Werner gets the ball before him and into an open goal, taps it in. Now upon review, VAR said that it was offside, but on the still it looked like Robertson was offside, but we go with VAR with this one. They said it was offside, still 0-0. Now later on in the first half, Mason Mount gets the ball, cuts inside, has an extra touch, which means that Fabinho cannot get the block in anymore and drills it into the bottom right hand corner. Alisson, no chance. Now at this point I'm thinking this is a deserved 1-0 lead at half time for Chelsea. Into the second half, there was a very controversial moment where in the penalty box, the ball gets kicked up and Kante's hand is like this. And automatically, if the ball hits your hand and your hand's already up like this, that's a penalty. So I'm thinking, why is this not given? Now, this is very, very important. And I'll let you know later because of what's happened in the Fulham versus Tottenham game. But it was not given. Liverpool had plenty of the ball. They didn't really do much with it. Another controversial moment is when Salah got taken off for Jota. Now I'm thinking, you're chasing a goal. You need at least 2 to get into the top 4 fight. You need to win the game. You take off your main goal threat, which is Salah. I don't understand. Why not have Jota, Firmino, Salah and Mane on the pitch at the same time? Earlier on in the season where Jota was playing in the 10, that's how they played. But no, they took off Salah. Salah seemed upset. He was not happy with the substitution. Apparently his agent tweeted something after the game. I didn't have a look at it. But overall, I don't understand. They had to put Mane on the right. And Mane, as we know, even though he wasn't as effective on the left today, but his main position was on the left. I don't understand why Jurgen Klopp did that. And there's probably going to be questions after the match. Now there is a very, very concerning statistic where Liverpool have not scored at Anfield in over 10 hours of Premier League football. Now tell me you are not surprised. Like how the fortress that is Anfield, where Liverpool were blowing teams away all last season and the season before. Now they've lost five on the back, can't score a goal in 10 hours of football. Like, what is going on? What's even concerning is that even though they've got Mane, Firmino, Salah, Jota, their first shot on target was a Wijnaldum header in the 85th minute. It took Liverpool until the 85th minute to test Edouard in goal. That's absolutely insane. Now, if you were watching Monday Night Football with Jamie Carragher, I think it was Mark Hughes this time in the studio on Monday, Jamie Carragher brought up a point of how Liverpool played against Sheffield United. They put Robertson out as a left winger. They had like Curtis Jones and Kabak like covering that left side a bit, but they were able to get a lot of success. They had Mane into the centre, Firmino as like a cam, Salah as the winger, for Trent Alexander-Arnold as where he usually is, up the pitch on the right, and they were able to get a lot of success. They had so many bodies in the box against Sheffield United. Now at the start of the game, Jamie Carragher mentioned it once again, and I was looking at it, and that's how they were set up in the beginning. Now in my mind, I'm thinking Werner is playing up alongside Kabak and Fabinho. There's a big gap. If Curtis Jones moves up the pitch, there's a big gap at left back where Chelsea could exploit. But as the game went on, Chelsea didn't really exploit it as much as I would have hoped that they would. Robertson got back a bit, so it was actually covered. They didn't really use that. But Liverpool fans, tell me how concerning it is that you can't seem to score at home and you keep losing these games. Obviously, we can go back to the Van Dijk injury, but when your forwards are not producing, these are world-class forwards. Mane, Salah, they can't get a goal. And he's getting substituted as well. I don't know, it's time to be concerned. Do you think Liverpool will make it into the top four? Let me know your thoughts down below. With how Liverpool are playing at the moment, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to get top four. Now let's move on to the other game of the day that I watched, which was Fulham versus Tottenham. I would like to say that I've been very entertained the two games that I watched today. Fulham versus Tottenham. It was a very entertaining game. I think this was the first Premier League match where Basque. Are we going with anagrams right now? Where Bale, Ali, Son, and Kane all started together, and it was actually a combination of those that produced the first goal. Son cut inside on the left, crossed it in. Dele Alli got a touch. I think it was going wide originally, but Tosin touched it and then it went in. I think upon review they gave it as a Tosin own goal, but it was very encouraging signs in the first half for Tottenham. Now the most controversial moment in the game, which was Fulham got into the Tottenham box. They were causing havoc in there, and I think I can't remember who it was exactly, but someone cleared the ball directly into Lemina's arm. Lemina had his arm in a natural position by his side. I think it was Davinson Sanchez actually that booted the ball into Lemina's arm. Lemina didn't even lift his arm or anything. Not like Kante, his arm was up here. Normal position, down by his side, ball hits his arm. Josh Maja, I'm sure you guys remember him from Sunderland Till I Die, but Josh Maja produced a bit of magic, swiveled, and then tucked it into the corner. Amazing goal, but on VAR, the ball hit his arm. Like, we all can see that his arm is right down by his side. The ball gets smashed into him, point blank range. What can you do? Football is not meant to have arms anymore. Like, what can you do? Your arm is by your side, ball gets blasted into your arm, nothing you can do. Boom, your teammate spins, scores. It should be a goal in my opinion. This is punished. Like, there's no consistency. That's what we're asking for with VAR. There is no consistency. It really bothers me. Now, there's another thing that I want to talk about with VAR is that Fulham had a free kick and they crossed the ball in. It actually got chipped over the defence. Højbjerg actually shouldered it, I believe, and it went out off of him. Should have been a corner. Now, I'm saying this because VAR had a look at this. They saw that it came off his shoulder. No penalty. But because the referee gave a goal kick, they can't change that. They can only get involved in red card decisions, offsides, and offsides and goals. Handballs. That's all the things that they can do. So when the referee says it's a goal kick when it's clearly a corner, VAR can't say, oh no, we actually had to look at it to see if it was handball. It wasn't handball, by the way, but it's actually a corner. They can't say that. Like, we have the technology now. Surely we should be helping the referees make the correct decision. It does not make sense at all. Like I said in a previous video, if you haven't seen, I've been very impressed with Fulham. I think Scott Parker's doing an amazing job. They had a very rough early period. I, like many others, thought that they would be guarantees to go down, but I think they're only 3 points below Newcastle. And Newcastle are looking awful, not gonna lie. I was watching the True Geordie kickoff while the Chelsea game was going on, and it was actually very interesting insight that he was giving in to what's going on. They were talking about the situation between Matt Ritchie and the manager, and how Matt Ritchie called him a coward, how the manager threw him under the bus after the game for not relaying his tactics to the players quick enough, and the other team scored because of that. It was very interesting what's happening with Newcastle. They do look like they don't look good. Callum Wilson's got like 60% of their goals, and he's been injured and they can't score. St. Maximin's been out for a while. Almiron, I think he's out right now. But yeah, do you think Fulham's gonna stay up? I like watching Fulham play. I only like I've said in a previous video, I've only seen them play when they're playing against the big teams, but they've always been entertaining. They get plenty of chances. Sometimes they don't score, but Josh Maja seems like a good finisher for them. Mitrovic is on the bench when they can throw him on when there needs to be a goal, get a header. So yeah, do you think Fulham will stay up? I hope they do. Or do you think Newcastle will survive relegation? Now let me know your thoughts down below with anything that I said. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you next time, man. Peace.